Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 142. Tonight we're reviewing Hurricane Bianca.
Yay!
It's here! We're finally talking about it. This not so good movie.
We're finally talking about it. Oh boy.
So, I feel like this is honestly why it took us so long to talk about this movie.
Right, we had heard not great things.
Well, I could just kind of tell
Well, in the I guess I saw a trailer at some point, and I was like, ugh.
It just felt like it was going to be one of those gay movies that you watch on Netflix and you're like, well, you know, that happened. There were some funny moments.
They were very few and far between.
For me, they were.
And they were very much in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. And mostly regarding Shangela.
And Willem.
Yes, and Willem. My
biggest problem with this movie is it's really, really convoluted. Like, at a base level. Sure, the jokes aren't that great, and it's pretty cheaply made.
Sure.
And
but you can get over that. I agree. My biggest thing was the writing.
Well, yeah, because it was
the script was...
this is the rundown of the plot, right? Okay, so it starts, and Roy...
Yeah, Richard
is a substitute teacher who's also a stand-up comic, who's also friends with drag queens, but is not a drag queen.
Nor fabulous.
Then gets called away because he's so poor to be a teacher. I'll get there. To be a teacher in Texas, where he is kicked out for being gay. So then...
Wait, no. Go back.
This is a plan.
No, go back.
What, to Alan Cumming?
Yeah.
I know, I was going to get there, but that's not part of the basic plot. I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. I really thought it was going to be, but it wasn't.
So weird.
So then he's in Texas, gets kicked out of school for being gay.
Yep.
So then he decides he's going to come back and be a woman.
Well, he happenstantially meets a woman who's trans, a trans woman.
Yes.
Who, through talking and his late night drunk drag performance, inspires him to just go to school and drag.
Just automatically be fabulous at doing drag.
Yes.
And then is about a school being a good teacher for a while. That has to win Teacher of the Year, but also enact revenge. That's so much.
It was. And here's what needed to happen.
So
right? I feel like it needed to be...
She needed to be in drag within the first 10 minutes of the movie. That device needed to be and we're in.
100%.
She's in drag.
I think what it needed to be was Richard grew up in this small Texas town.
Right.
Moved to New York, but then something happened with his family and he had to come back.
Sure.
To take care of his mom or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Maybe she's a little fabulous. That'd be great. But still bigoted, right? Yeah. Everyone's still bigoted, but his mom secretly is fabulous.
Well, so what you're describing right now is the plot of Dressmaker.
Yep.
And this movie is just a real bad version of Dressmaker.
Kind of.
With the wrong tone.
Well, I want it to be Dressmaker meets Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Right? So he comes back and he's I'm a teacher.
Needs to be Dressmaker meets Tu Wong Fu. She needed to give everyone a makeover.
Well, sure.
Give the entire town a makeover. What's better than just a makeover? An entire makeover for the town.
She made over their souls.
They did that in Tu Wong Fu too. And a makeover.
Oh,
so good.
No, well, and that's okay. Where were her friends? I know she had Karma, the one trans friend, but I wanted her to come back, right? Maybe have a friend from high school who never left, was trapped. And
who's the bartender at the local bar? Oh, it's Jocelyn Fox. I love it.
Yeah.
Great. There was not enough Jocelyn Fox.
Not at all.
At all.
And then she comes back and she's like, I'm a teacher. I want to teach at this school. And they're like, you can't teach here. You're gay. Get out of here. And she's like, what? Fuck you guys. And then she's complaining to her friend Jocelyn Fox, who works at this gay bar. Jazzy, I just don't know what to do. I'm a teacher. I should be able to teach. Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to teach. And then she's like, wait a second.
I'm loving this accent that just appeared. I'm not quite sure where it's from, but I like it.
Tennessee? Yeah. I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah. And then Jocelyn Fox is like, wait a second. What if you did one of these drag numbers like we used to when we were kids?
Great.
Whatever. And then she like goes to school and she's like, I'm Bianca Del Rio, motherfuckers. And then that's like, you know, like the revenge plot, like we're gonna work together to bring down the system.
And maybe one of the teachers there is someone she knew in high school who was a bitch, who is the Regina King. Regina King is a different person. Maybe she's a fabulous bitch too.
I would say like maybe she has a friend, like an acquaintance from high school, right, who works at the high school now, who then turns over, right? It's like, oh, no, I'm not going to be a bigot, I'm going to learn, and like that leads the charge.
Sure.
She flips over, and then that's how they really take down Regina George.
Yes.
So we fixed that movie.
It was just so complicated.
It was so convoluted.
So literally the movie...
What happened with Alan Cumming?
Okay, so the movie, she's in her apartment, or at this point, it's Richard.
Yeah.
In the apartment, and there's like construction going on upstairs.
Something about like an eviction.
Then, he gets a mysterious phone call from Alan Cumming, and there's very sinister music playing.
Lawrence Taylor from the Teaching Ambassador Program.
And he's very sinister.
I have some fabulous news.
And so we were like, oh, because he's like, I've got a job for you. And you're like,
it was like going to be like a fake trap, and they were going to
be like, oh, we're getting you out of here so we can evict you so we can put up a high-rise and like make a bunch of fucking money because you're the last holdout.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have made sense. That's what was implied.
That was totally what was implied, and I don't know if they cut it.
I just wanted to check that you were still available.
They couldn't get Alan for more scenes?
I don't know.
He was a shining star.
He was.
He was there for like 3 seconds.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, love it. Like some of the cameos, I was like, love you, yes. Some of the cameos, I was like, what's this now?
Yep.
Hello for you. Oh, you always talk on the phone. Talk on the phone.
RuPaul was a shining star.
Yes.
I want RuPaul to like read me the weather every morning.
Oh my god. Can RuPaul...
Wait, that should just be an app. Oh my god, yes. RuPaul, you can have this one for free. Like, just make an app, and it's like, good morning. The weather today is sunny and 72. I mean, that's not very good RuPaul, but...
It wasn't.
No.
But what would the app perhaps be called? Shady or something?
Yes. A chance of shade.
Love it. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Cool. So, we're just gonna make this.
We just need RuPaul to like
to come and film for a day.
So anyway,
Hurricane Bianca.
Was there a hurricane? Did it ever arrive? What was the point?
She was the hurricane, but what was the point? Why didn't that tie in?
I thought it was going to be like, oh, this hurricane is like in some way magically fabulous and is going to like like I thought it was like gonna go there.
Sure,
right?
like a magical hurricane.
Or maybe the hurricane makes everyone in town fabulous.
Right, right.
Raining showers, of men.
Sure.
And rainbows. I mean, that would have been insane, but I would have liked...
It would have at least been silly and fun.
Would have been like, what's this? This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, what?
Hurricane Bianca, like she comes back into town and the weather goes wonky and then everyone turns gay. Sure.
Wait. Love that.
So fix 2 movies.
Wait, and that movie could just be called A Chance of Shade.
Yes! Wait, now we have to write that. But also, it could have been that like an actual hurricane comes.
Yes, and they have to.
And they have to like all shelter together in the school, and then they find out we're all just people. Like you shouldn't be bigoted.
And her wig, saves them in some way because it's so big. I don't know. I
think that was my favorite part. They like kidnapped her or whatever, and they're tied up.
Yeah.
And she like gets out of the restraints, and then she pulls her bangs off, lights it on fire to the camera. That was the best part.
And then sets a hillbilly on fire.
Exactly.
Yes. The hardest I laughed was something that wasn't even really a joke. There's a whole thing about how she teaches the one gay kid how to put the keys in between his fingers like Wolverine and cut people up. And it's like never talked about again. It's like completely not, like they don't show a scene of him doing it. It's like nothing, right? And then seemingly an hour of the movie has gone by and they're in class and it just cuts to the bully and he just has 3 scratches on his face and it's not even like talked about. And I was like,
Well, I mean, she does say what happened in your face.
Well, then they ruined it.
Well, right.
But like, it initially was just like a subtle and this happened. And if they had just left that, I would have been like, oh yes, so good. But then they had to be like, what happened to your face? Oh, the keys? Ha 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 ha.
What happened to your face?
Oh, my girlfriend got a little wild last night.
Yeah, whatever.
It was
wasn't,
like
'cause it was like-
that Zoolander 2 joke, wow. That when they're on the boat and they just both have giant erections and it's not addressed and not talked about. And either you see it or you don't see it, and it's really funny if you see it. Like, it was that kind of joke, and I was like, yes! And then
Yes.
it wasn't on purpose.
No.
So the movie starts and it's Shrek. It's like a fairy tale book.
Oh God.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Fairy tale of like, this is what happened when I came to town or whatever. Does not matter.
Nope.
Whatsoever.
No. The writing was really amateur. And so then it made everything else feel really amateur.
Comedies are only funny to me when there's a reason or a purpose for what's happening, right? And there was just so many things in this movie where it was just like, no, that's not ringing true to me.
Right.
As like a human, what a human would do, right?
Yeah.
He's laying in bed, he's asleep, plaster starts falling on his face.
And he's
like a lot of it. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll give you, I haven't woken up yet. Then he's awake on the phone and he's still laying there. And there's still plaster falling on his face.
Like rubbing it.
And you're like, no, that's just not what would be. And then he gets in the car to drive to Texas and his fishbowl is just on top of his luggage in the back seat, just open. And it's just like, but like, no. Like, I get the like instinct to be like, wouldn't it be a cute shot of this? But it's not cute because it's not human. And that's not funny.
Why not have him be like, what the fuck? It's like plaster's falling on me, and then like look at his calendar and there's like a date circled, like eviction or whatever, and he looks at his watch and it's like, what? It's only like the 13th, not the 25th.
You just, like visual storytelling. I mean, like, come on, you just get it. This movie had a severe lack of visual storytelling. Like everything was real tightly shot because they didn't have any extras and they didn't have any money, and so you were constantly like, where am I? Where are they? Who's in relation to who? We're doing one shot of you. We're doing one shot of you. We're not doing any over the shoulders. There's no spatial awareness, so no one seems like they're in the same scene. It was like, what's going on? It was weird.
It was weird.
Should we talk about Rachel Dratch?
I love Rachel Dratch.
I love Rachel Dratch.
This was not the best role for her. Or
It was just poorly written.
Exactly.
And it was like, I didn't understand why everyone in this movie was an asshole. Like, everyone was just a horrible person.
Well, it was
To the
weird.
max.
Everyone was like doing a bit, it felt like to me. It was like, oh, and here, you're gonna play this stereotypical thing. But it was like in such a weird way where it wasn't even like a caricature.
I love your purse.
First of all, don't be late or early, okay? It annoys the hell out of me. Second of all, leave the faggy ties at home, okay? Because nothing bothers me more than a faggy tie.
It was writing that line of like good taste.
Yeah.
And is this a joke? I mean, and clearly it's supposed to be a joke.
Right.
I don't think they're trying to be offensive.
Well,
But it just was like the conviction.
or was
wasn't
it
there.
supposed to be a joke? Or was it supposed to be like, oh, she's like a bigoted cunt? I don't know.
I guess that's the problem, is you're sitting there going, They really had a problem with Texas, right? Like, it was like,
Yeah, exactly.
we're just gonna show this, like, base level, and I'm sure those people exist, but it just seemed like real cartoony.
Well, and like, I guess the frustrating thing for me, and maybe this is just awful, but like, so Rachel Dratch's character was like this mom who was once, like, she was the one and only winner of like the precinct ward, teacher
of the
award.
year.
And then it turns out, spoiler alert, she's Miss First, this like teacher who was like helping guys lose their virginity.
Right. Like students. Like
Yeah.
underage students.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So that's weird.
Well, it's, what?
Because then how do you feel about like, statutory rape? Well, not very good.
Right. And the joke was just, haha, isn't that crazy?
Well, and like,
That's the whole thing with this movie was, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if ... And it's like,
Right.
not really.
no. My other issue, I didn't like Richard's character.
Well, knowing how fabulous Bianca, it was like, seeing the after. Like already
Yes.
knowing the after and being stuck with the before, and just like, okay, whatever.
For me, I think it would have been more powerful if he'd been a fabulous gay man
Yes.
who was like, yes, I'm fabulous, I live in New York, and I'm fabulous, whatever.
And I'm fabulous.
And like,
Look
I'm
how
fierce,
fabulous
and
I am.
I'm just as like cunty and tongue, like
I have a sharp tongue.
sharp-tongued as Bianca.
I am Bianca.
but I'm a
but a
man.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, you can't teach her because you're gay, but like, oh, you're a woman now.
That's a more interesting sort of social,
Yeah.
talk about.
Instead of like, oh no, you're this little sissy gay boy, and we're gonna kick you out, and now you're gonna come back as a fierce woman. Like, okay, I get that it has its own merit as by dressing in drag, you like found this new inner strength. But he never had that moment.
He didn't have that moment. He didn't have a makeover.
Nope.
He was just suddenly fabulous and perfectly good at drag. He didn't have a group of people be like, oh, and try this wig and let's do this. Like there wasn't a
he didn't even try
clothing montage. What
was so weird because like why didn't Willem and Shangela come and help him?
And
why didn't he call them up and be like, hey, you guys, I have this idea.
Like
I got dragged into this thing to do drag lessons.
Came to Texas. It was completely like, well, we decided to come because the script said we should. Instead of, hey, I got this plan, blah, 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 come and help me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that really would have made more sense.
That would have made so much more sense.
He didn't, like, really form a bond with the one gay kid. Like, he did, but it wasn't like, now let's, like, do drag together, or I'm going to let you in on
I'm going to show you about being, you had said when we were watching it, you're like, why didn't the kid be like, oh, so you're in drag?
Yeah, why wasn't the gay kid like, great, so you're in drag, you're fabulous, shall we talk about this? So you were my teacher last week as a man. Now you're currently in drag because that's what's happening because you're in drag. Like, it was so evident.
Right? This plot line would have made a lot more sense if it was like Courtney Act.
Right. Because like Bianca's so drag. Like her makeup is so drag that you're like, this is just... And then, but the movie doesn't make that like a joke.
No.
Oh my god, if this movie was just Dangerous Minds starring Courtney Act... on board. She comes in, sits on that chair backwards with that big oversized leather jacket, and is just like, I'm gonna teach y'all kids. I can't do an Australian accent.
That was Australian.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Karma. She was
bad.
She was fabulous.
Yeah.
Played by Bianca Lee. She looked like Bo Derek, and she was just like really fabulous. But they didn't let her be fabulous.
No.
It was just sort of, she was like there.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm doing this. Like, she also was very timid. It was like, oh, this.
She wasn't like, fuck everyone.
Well,
fabulous.
This would have been what would have been really great would have been if that was his friend.
Yeah.
His like other gay friend in high school.
Who had transitioned.
And found herself and was like, no, this is who I am and I don't apologize anymore. And like, whatever, right?
Another huge problem is you don't understand. You dipping your chin? I didn't understand any character's motivations for anything.
No, I didn't understand any of the characters.
Well,
wait, can we just pause a second and talk about the scene where Karma reunites with her family?
When that was just like a throwaway?
It was this weird throwaway. She like is on the phone.
Well, I think
we don't know to who.
The joke, it didn't come off well. I think the joke was, isn't it just crazy how that just happened? But it was like, what's this? What's going on?
It just...
It's like at the same time Bianca's being kidnapped. And you're like, what's going on? And that is just... Everything that was like a conflict was never... It was like, oh, and it's over.
Yeah.
And next.
Oh, and
no one cares. Like, there was no building force.
There was no, odds to really fight against. It was just kind of like, oh, yeah, that sucks. Oh, okay, it's better now.
Like, if you're applying logic to this movie, which, you're whatever. He gets to the school, they give him chocolates laced with laxatives.
Yeah.
Which is, just hilarious. Because then he farts. And then he has to go to the bathroom and has diarrhea. And he leaves.
Oh! And they blow up the...
Well, so the whole joke is like, ha ha ha, we gave our teacher laxatives, he's in the bathroom. And immediately their first reaction isn't, let's leave, or let's have a party, or where's, like this. They're like, where's the chemistry book? Like, she says, where's the chemistry book?
Okay, guys, quick, grab the chemistry slot.
The ceiling explodes, like they've, made some elaborate chemistry explosion.
And then it's like, never talked about again. And what a missed opportunity there too. If you kept that in, which why would you? But if you kept it in, why not have like tarp over the ceiling and oh shit, the bird pooped on me again or whatever, some stupid thing where it's like.
Well, and shouldn't the question be, how did you guys, who was your chemistry teacher before me? How did you know
to create was it just happenstantial?
Was it that
how did no one get injured?
Was it that the gay kid like was really good at chemistry and he did it and then that's how she fosters a relationship with him because she finds out he's really good at it and maybe it's after school. I mean,
and then he gets like a Rhodes Scholarship or something. I don't know.
I mean, I get that we're breaking down something that's supposed to just be like ha 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 ha, then the building exploded. But like it was things like that kept piling up that I was like, that doesn't make sense. This isn't funny. Well, there was a few shining like, not even like shining stars, but there was like moments where they would be injected with energy, right? So like Alyssa shows up and
and you're like, ooh.
First of all, you're just like, yes, because it's Alyssa, but then she's very energetic and like, sure, she's not like the best actress either, but like she was bringing something.
She was doing a thing at least.
She was doing Alyssa, right?
Yeah.
But then it was really funny that she's like, I'm ambrosia salad and here's my show that I'm doing, right? And then it cuts to a wide of Bianca and Karma talking at the bar, and her show in the background is just her shimmying for a bunch of seemingly straight redneck men that were just the extras that they had for that day. Not singing into the microphone.
No.
Just this is what I do every night. And I don't think that was on purpose.
The improv was really the drag queen improv was my favorite moment.
She's on the phone with Willem and Shangela. And Shangela, and she's like, oh my god, this is crazy, I'm in drag, I'm doing this, like she explains the whole plot again, and then Shangela's just like, hello?
Work, bitch! Yes! Yes! Suck his dick.
Just like total casual throwaway, like, yeah, you should totally just go suck his dick. I was like, this is what I wanted!
Exactly! So, you remember when Alyssa Ambrosia Salad is like, oh, let's have someone like the impersonate me contest. What's weird to me was the choice to be like, oh, we're gonna grab you and make you do it. Cut to next day. I'm hungover.
Oh, right.
I have a flashback to last night, a full 47 seconds after it happened.
Show it to me.
Just show it to me. Just show me her being a drunk ass mess, reading the bitch down. Be like, looks like you haven't eaten a salad in a year.
That was our 8 Mile moment, right? Where like you watch all of 8 Mile and you're like, God, this is so fucking depressing. Can he just rap already? You know he can, you're waiting for it, and then the final scene, you're like, oh, thank God, he finally oh my God. And you're just like, yes, it was so good. And that was the scene, that was the, I've found my inner Bianca scene, and they just were like, oh, anyway.
Yeah, oh, it was like some hungover thing, I don't know.
There was multiple, oh my God, I was so hungover, I woke up in a strange bed scenes.
Yeah.
That was just like, oh, we didn't know how to finish that scene, so.
Right. Right? It was like, oh yeah. And then their date ended up with him fully naked?
Fully nude, and her still in full drag.
Why not show us, like, I don't know, just be silly where it's like him getting, like, really drunk and, like, whatever, like, taking all of his clothes. Like,
she's all nervous, and then he's like...
Exactly.
And she's just like...
Cool.
Checks out his bits and pieces, and then is like, okay, I'll fall asleep now. Like...
Yeah. Great.
Oh, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Margaret Cho?
Oh!
She was there.
What a bummer. I love Margaret Cho.
It was such a, like...
It was like Margaret Cho doing Miss Swan.
I'm just getting my hair done.
I pick color for you.
Yeah.
I pick color for you.
It was just like a garbage scene. Just like, throw that away. Like,
well, again, she was like, on the phone, Bianca's on the phone, and she's like, oh, I'm just getting my hair done. And then...
She picks up her, like, dyed wig or something.
A wig that's not done at all.
Right.
Like, it's just a straight wig.
Yeah.
So it was like... That's a perfect joke to be
like
oh,
huge
here's my fabulous, you know, done wig. And then what's the story with Margaret Cho, who's making drag wigs in the middle of Texas? Like, I want to know what that's about.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's the next scene. Oh, she's being kidnapped. What? What's going on?
Yeah.
Remember when she turns into Poison Ivy?
Oh my God, that's right. She's like in the mud.
Well, she escapes from her kidnapper, and then... Oh, do we see how the scene progresses? No. She falls asleep in the swamp and wakes up. And it's the next one. That's the third, like, hangover what happens scene.
And then they cut to and it's just like, it looks like it's a dead body, like in the swamp or whatever.
Wow.
And then she like wakes up and she's like, ugh. And then she freaks out and I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be a crocodile. And then it was a snake.
And then she befriends the snake.
That she just like is like charming with her ways.
And then she's covered in, she became Poison Ivy.
Right?
She's like covered in leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on?
And then the snake is actually poisonous and like or
you know, it's just really good at popping fake implant boobs.
But implants with talcum powder.
You know...
I don't know what that was. Do you remember when it was Richard, I guess at this point, went home
Which part?
to faggot?
Oh, fag it?
Yeah. I liked that just in the idea that it was like, you know, you gotta grin and faggot.
Yeah.
Like, it's like an action. It's like, don't grin and bear it. Grin and faggot.
It's like the message of this movie was so weird.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we're trying to be super serious about, like, he's been home invaded. And, like, there's been hate crimes that, like, happened to his house. Oh, well, I'll just, like, throw a snake down that woman's top. It'll be hilarious. Like, I don't know. It was just, like, a weird tone.
It was
for me.
really weird.
Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling.
No.
I feel like I hate Texas. Is that the point of this
I don't
movie?
know.
I don't know.
You know what else really bothered me?
What?
That bathroom joke. At the end, the principal's like, just do me a favor.
Oh.
Stay out of the women's restroom.
Right, with all the bathroom legislation that's going
And, like,
on.
I get, like, yeah, this came out a while ago,
That was
but, like,
still
HB2
in-
was a thing
Yeah.
when this came out.
Yeah.
And, like,
Well, that was just like,
cut that. Just
why
trim
does
it.
that, who does that help?
No one.
Who's
one.
that joke for?
Right?
Have the joke be that the principal's putting up, like, a unisex sign or something. Like, who cares? Like, everyone can go in the bathroom.
Sure.
I don't know, you know, something.
Or,
An
like
Ally McBeal bathroom.
it's like a
They dance.
It's
I
like
don't
a unisex sign, but it has, like, a really big wig.
A fabulous wig or something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for inappropriate jokes, but like,
Absolutely.
what was this?
But then
It
you
wasn't
can't be,
funny.
like, inappropriate jokes in the midst of, like, but this is a really sweet message, because it didn't work.
No, it's weird.
It was really weird.
Yeah. Remember when she hides a bunch of bees in Rachel Dratch's purse?
Yeah.
I mean, that was hilarious because the CG was so bad. but,
Also,
like,
because
it's just like my girl. Where's my mood ring? That would have been a good cut.
some good ADR.
Oh no, I lost my mood ring.
So, you know,
It was not good.
no.
Unfortunately, it was very bad.
I love the idea of, like, drag queen movies. I have a feeling that, like, if Alaska does one,
Oh boy.
it will be much better written.
Yeah.
Well,
this didn't.
not that anything against Bianca, she obviously, she didn't write it. And I don't know.
What's the one criteria for a drag queen movie? Be fabulous.
Be fabulous.
And this was like, there was no makeovers. There was no, let's learn how to do this. There wasn't a ton of costume changes.
No. Well, and then they
like-
undercut, like, her final number was fabulous. Like, she's, like, in this big whole thing.
Oh my god, when she's walking away from the hurricane, like, I was like, this,
Yeah.
yes, you're like the evil queen. And then it was like, oh,
Okay.
it was there.
Well,
It wasn't
were
really
they-
about drag. It was
No.
about public schooling. I don't know. It was weird.
It was weird. I mean, I don't know. You can watch it on Netflix, but it's not very good.
I would say you could skip it.
Probably.
But, like, if you want to watch it and, like, you know, give drag queens some,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, it doesn't really give them any money if you watch it on Netflix, but
sure. You could rate it.
yeah. You could buy it on iTunes.
No, don't do that.
Just write Bianca a check. I mean, right? If you're gonna do that, just be like, look, girl, you tried.
Go, you know what you should do? Go buy a Bianca Del Rio t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a fabulous one like that.
Go buy some Bianca merch to support her because she is fabulous.
She is fabulous.
And this was just not great.
No.
It was filmed in 18 days, so we'll give him a break. Whoa.